Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in today. If this is your first time on my channel, hi, I am Briliant. Here we're all about beauty, lifestyle and matriarchy. So I hope you find something that you're going to like, and when you do, don't forget to subscribe, honey. Okay, so today's video is something a little bit different, and I'm doing it for the first time because a lot of you have been saying you want me to do a story time. And the number one reason why we haven't been doing story times here is because I am not a good storyteller, or at least I don't think I'm a good storyteller. So I guess I will leave it to you guys to tell me, let me know if you thought I was a good storyteller, because every story, besides the fact that I don't have stories, every story, whether funny or not funny, whether good or bad, always depends on the storyteller. So if like a bad, not funny story is told by somebody who's like really good at telling stories, you know, it'll be a good one. But anyway, without wasting much more time with this whole blubbering, let's just get right into it. I think you've already seen the title, so we'll just start from the bottom. So first of all, I'm just gonna grab my drink. So this was now starting to freeze, and I had to like put it like underwater for a few minutes because I literally put it in the, okay, all right, I put it in the freezer just to get it chilled, and then it decided to freeze. But anyway, grab a drink, grab a snack, grab whatever you can grab, because it's about to get interesting. I really don't even know where to start with the story, but I'm just gonna start from the beginning. So basically how the story goes, some time back, not really a long time ago, I dated this guy. We met in another country, unnamed country. So we lived in the same complex of that place. We lived in the same complex. He was learning in that city, and I was visiting family in that city. So like where he stayed, where he was staying and going to school from, and where my family was staying, like it was in the same complex. You know those gated complexes, that type of place. So the very first time that we met, really we just, you know, connected, you know, type of thing where people just meet and you connect. And we were friends at first, and obviously like things just developed and changed into an actual relationship. So he would like literally take me places, take me nice places, because remember, I'm a visitor in this country, and he already knows the country so much better than I do. So like he would show me around. We did a lot of nice cool things, you know, we had a lot of fun. Literally, I'm trying to give you guys like context so that you like understand, you know, the type of relationship it was. It was a cool one, a sweet one, and I think for the longest time, like it was like a very very happy relationship. And it was also one of those nice and sweet, innocent type of relationships, or at least I thought so. But anyway, so yeah, that was it. And so one time his mom came to visit. That's the first time that I met her. She came to visit him. So he like, we just met by coincidence. We just met, and he just introduced me to her, and you know, we hit it off. She was really nice, like, oh, you're such a beautiful and sweet girl, okay, where do you come from? You know, she was like so interested in just knowing me and everything. And we even bonded over speaking Zimbabwean, because she was like, oh, I've traveled to your country, and like I know people that speak that language, and I've like lived with them for some time, so I know a few words here and there, you know, stuff like that. So we literally got a mother and daughter thing, you know what I mean? So so that was it. And then I had to come back home because I had to come and start school. So I was coming to start school and I had to leave, like my holiday was over. So I came back home, came to start school. But at the time, like, it wasn't an issue because I told him, you know what, I'm gonna come back here every holiday. And I made sure I did, hey. I made sure like I went there every single holiday because I got a man there, so I've gotta go see my man. So yeah, I did go there every single holiday, went to visit, but obviously I knew what the goal was. Okay, I knew what the goal was. So we kept that on, I think, for like a year. And then in the following year, it was my attachment year, so it meant that like I couldn't move around a lot. But also, it was also like his final year as well. So it was his final year, he wrote his exams and had to go home. So his hometown was like in a different city than the one where his university was. So he had to like literally travel back. And by the way, we're going to call him Cutie. So he traveled back home, and then that also meant that like I couldn't, even if I would get time in between my attachment, because I also remember I was working in a shift type of environment, so I would literally get like 7 days off at some point. So I could like make an arrangement to just travel for like 3-4 days, go there for like 3-4 days and come back. But even if I could do that, it wasn't possible because like he was now living in a different city and I didn't have family there. So if I were to go to that country, I would have to go to that city because that's where my family is. And if I don't go to that city, my family would be like, hey, and then where are you going? You know, they'd ask a lot of questions. So I had to literally make up stuff, legit good reasons why I am traveling and why I'm not going to that city yet I'm going, you know. So I did that, and the first time I went there, we stayed at his sister's house. His mom came, his sister was there. Like, it was literally like a family orientation, you know. His mom took me to they like run some supermarkets, so she took me there and she showed me, you know, she was just showing me the ins and outs of the business, you know what I mean. So she was letting me in on the family business. She was letting me in on the family business, letting me in on stuff, just, you know, showing me around the city. And the day before I came back home, she took me shopping. We went shopping, bought a couple of clothes. You know, she was really sweet. She was so, like, she really, really liked me. So, which probably was a bad thing now that I look back at it. But anyway, that was nice and was cool. I did manage to go back to visit like a second time, but I couldn't keep it up, you know, like you can't keep up, you know. It's not like I had a whole bag of lies that I could keep, you know, picking lies and be like, okay, this time around I'm traveling because ABC, okay, this time around, you know. I couldn't keep doing that, so it had to stop. So that also meant like we spent a longer time without seeing each other, and that's when like the distance effect started literally kicking in. And you know, we got a little distant, and yeah, like I started to feel that this is an actual relationship, like how people need to work so hard to be in relationships. Because previously, like, it was smooth sailing, you know. Previously it was smooth sailing, everything was good, was fun, you know, like it was love and love, you know, type of thing, was levels. So started getting distant, and you know, everything just started, you know, the tension comes in also, like there's just, you know, the tension that I haven't seen you, I haven't talked to you, and all of that. So then it was like December of that year, I was finishing my attachment that same year. So December that year, there was his friend, I don't remember if it's his friend or his cousin, who was getting married. So he was a groomsman at the wedding, and I think up to today, I'm like, I think there was Jesus at that wedding, because after that wedding he came back to me acting like he found Jesus and had a whole lot of things to, you know, confess and tell me and share, you know. So the week towards the wedding, Like we were literally working on like things, working on us, working on getting closer together again, and it was kind of really working. And then came the bachelor's party, the day of the bachelor's party. Person went MIA. Day of the wedding, he was MIA. Day after the wedding, he was MIA. And for those first 3 days, I understood, because I was like, okay, bachelor's party, you know, like it's normal. Wedding day, he's a groomsman who's probably so busy. Day after, maybe he's hungover, you know, and things like that. So I really understood. But like 2 more days, person was MIA. It was like an entire week, 5 days, 5 working days, MIA. And then he comes on the 6th day and he had found Jesus. So I keep telling you guys he had found Jesus, and I hope you're following, because like you will just see like where this is going, how he found Jesus. So he comes back, he's like, I'm sorry I was MIA, it's just that the wedding was so hectic, and then after the wedding we had to do ABCD, you know, rearrange for this and that and that and that. So yeah, but I'm back now and I'm ready for us, you know, the wedding, like it had me inspired for everything that is like in store for us, everything that is there for us in the future. So I'm really ready to like work this out. I was like, okay, all right, I see. So after that, everything is good, but like I can just feel that, you know, there's something that's just off. But anyway, we move, and then we get into the new year. We're happy, everything is great, you know, everything's cool. And then just after the new year, Jesus finally shows himself in the guy. So after the new year, he's like, so I made some New Year's resolutions, and part of those resolutions was to work things out with you. So like I told you after the wedding last year that, you know, I really want things to like work out, and I want to work hard to make sure that I fix everything that I've ruined. And I'm like, okay, what have you ruined? Because as far as I can tell, distance is what has like done this to us. So I don't know, you know, I don't know where you're going with this. I was like, no, but like this stuff I need to like tell you and come clean to you about, because the only way for us to move is in truth. Started quoting Bible verses for me. I think there's a verse in the Bible that talks about how the truth sets you free. Yes, it's in John something, I don't know guys, let me not lie. But there's a verse that talks about how the truth sets you free and all of that. He started quoting that, and he's like, so I would just want to tell you the truth about everything, and so that we can like move on in peace and on a new clean slate. And I'm like, okay, I'm listening. So he goes on to tell me about how like he's been unfaithful in the relationship for the longest time, you know. Like he even told me about how some of the girls, like there were 2 girls, specific girls that I had seen before, like when he was still in like living at the complex where we met. And I had seen them there, but like I'd been given the most weird of excuses, and funny enough I had believed it, because you know, when you believe your person, you believe your person. So I was like, okay. Then he's like, the reason why I really went MIA during the wedding is because there's one of the girls that I had been seeing that came to me like just before the wedding and was telling me that they're pregnant. So it was really like, I didn't even enjoy the wedding that much, but like it was really a hectic time for me, because we had to like make arrangements to see that she gets terminated and all of that. And I'm like, oh, whoa, okay. So after all of that, like I can literally count girls in both those hands that he talked about, that he said he'd been with during our relationship, and mostly especially during the time when we were now like separated by distance, but also even before that. Then he says to me, so I'm telling you all of this so that you and I can like start afresh, so that we can start on a clean slate and we can rebuild our relationship. And the funny part is, I said okay. I said okay. Like, obviously spent the first couple of days so mad, crying my eyes out, and you know, all of that. Then I said okay, fine, cool, let's just see where this goes. But like, when I look back now, I think I was just saying okay because at the time it was just hard to let go, because after that things didn't really work out. I think a month later I told him, no, I can't do this, so we're done. And then it's after that like the actual drama started, because after that, like, he would stop calling, he would stop texting, so I blocked him. He went on Facebook, started texting me on Facebook. I wouldn't respond. Like, I literally was now, it was during the time where I was no longer that active on Facebook. So I'd go back there like maybe like a week later and then find loads of messages from him. I'm like, no, I'm not doing this because I need to like I can't do this, you know. And then his mom then started to call me. She texted me first and like, how are you? I'm just checking up on you, you know. So Cutie told me everything that happened and I'm really sorry that you're going through this. But I think that like with time you will feel better, with time you will forgive him, you know. Then she went on and on about how me and Cutie were like made for each other, how we were so great for each other, and how everything would like eventually just work out, and I should like be strong, you know. I should be strong and everything will work out just fine. And you know, the other part which he added was like, so I will make sure that he treats you right, and the first thing I'm going to do is to make sure that he marries you. So I understand that you need time to heal, but as soon as you are done healing, we are definitely going to call them the uncles and they're gonna come to your country and marry you. So all you have to do is to agree. And I was like, okay, was that a marriage proposal, or is there a marriage proposal that I got back there and I didn't know about it, or what? Because she was literally saying that she was ready to marry me on behalf of her son. So I was just like, okay, I can't do this right now. She's like, no, I understand, I'll give you time and everything. And then I immediately just had to block her because wow. And then after blocking her, she went on Facebook as well. I think probably her son told her that, you know, she's there on Facebook. You can find her on Facebook and you can talk to her on Facebook. She went on Facebook. She would always like look for me, send messages, texting me, asking me how I am, asking me if I'm now ready, telling me that, like, she even sent me pictures of cows and she'd be like, we are ready, we are just waiting for you to say the word and we'll be there. And I just kept asking myself, in all of this, where is the person that I'm actually going to marry, you know? So after that, I just stopped attending to Facebook. I literally just went off the grid on Facebook because I'm like, I can't do this. I can't keep going there to be reading marriage proposals from my possible mother-in-law. And yeah, so that was pretty much it. I think I ignored her until she probably gave up. And then she eventually got like my business number. She started calling me on my business number and she was like, no, I'm not calling you about anything, I was just checking on you to see how you are doing. Like, she literally put in more effort to try and get to me more than her actual son. So I was like, okay, wow, like an actual wow. So I think with time she stopped contacting me. As far as that, like last heard from him. I had last heard from him long before she even started like giving me the marriage proposal. And yeah, I could have been like a married woman right now. But instead, I chose the pandemic. I chose the pan. See my life. I chose the pan. I could have been, actually, now that I think of it, I could have been a married woman right now. But I decided to choose the pandemic. Anyway, this is all about the story, guys. I hope that you guys enjoyed the story. And do let me know. Remember, we say that the story is supposed to help you guys judge my storytelling skill. I don't know if it's skill or whatever, but it's supposed to let me know if I should tell more stories. Okanye you feeling chi, stick to makeup, because that's what I can do better. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys on the next video.